about my grandma Stella. I grew up on a farm, and my grandma was always on the farm with us. She spent her whole entire life there, and she was just a special lady who really instilled in me a love of gardening and of the land, and she always was an encourager and non-judgmental presence in my life, and I'm really grateful for the ways that she lived that out, and in particular the ways that she encouraged me to be open to hearing the voice of the Lord, even though that wasn't something that she maybe ever encountered herself. But she spent every morning with her Bible open in her easy chair in her living room, and she worked hard every day making a big lunch for all of the people working on the farm, and she always had a trail of animals following her because she was just that presence that they wanted to be near. So I'm just always grateful for my grandma.
I would imagine a lot of people would be like, what's the big deal with All Saints Day? Well, it is kind of a big deal. Back in the 4th century, they started celebrating it, and it was a celebration of those who'd been martyred for their faith. And that was just a common reality back in those first centuries of the establishment of Christianity. But it wasn't until much later, with the rise of Celtic Christianity, that All Saints sort of came to us in the form that it is now. Sometime before that, one of the councils had determined that instead of simply celebrating the martyrs, they would celebrate all saints. That is, every Christian who has gone before us and who has modeled the faith for us. We're celebrating something that's been celebrated for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And we're doing something important by remembering those who have gone before us. Some of the great saints of old, and even some of the great saints that probably were in your families.
I happen to be the 5th generation of Christians in my family, and that's the story that I want to tell you today. My great-grandmother, Teresa, she lived in the middle of the jungle in the rainforest in Mexico. And a long time ago, there was an American missionary that came to the area to preach the gospel. And she hosted him in her house, and she came to Christ. And her home became like a hub for this missionary to reach the community. Eventually, he decided to move further into the jungle against my grandmother's advice. But he was just unrelenting in his passion and calling to reach the souls in the area. Eventually, he gave the ultimate sacrifice by laying down his life for the sake of the gospel. But my great-grandmother continued the work. He raised my grandfather because my grandfather's parents passed away. So my great-great-grandmother raised my grandfather as one of her own. He came to Christ and eventually became one of the leaders in what it became a mission and eventually a full-fledged church in the area. And he was one of the founders and leaders in that church community. My grandfather, of course, all of his children, including my father, came to Christ, and they're all serving in their different churches that they attend. My dad followed the call to be a pastor and a missionary, and with an apostolic covering, planting churches in different areas as the Lord led, eventually moving to the States, and that's how I'm here. It's very interesting how that circle came around, America sending a missionary down to Mexico, and then Mexico sending us back to the States to continue the work and preach the gospel here. I'm very thankful for this young man that decided to risk his life for the sake of the gospel and for the sake of the lost souls. And now my entire family, and now my son is the 6th generation of Christians in our family, all devoted followers of Christ. So this is, I believe, a beautiful way to celebrate by remembering those that we could consider saints in our faith.
So, happy All Saints Day, everybody.